Now, two-time presidential candidate Mohamed Abduba Dida's family in Nairobi is calling on the government to intervene and have him released from a United States prison where he's serving an 8-year jail term. Dida was thrown in jail in July of 2021 after being found guilty of stalking and threatening his American wife, with whom they were living together in McLean County in Illinois. And as NTV's David Muthoka reports, Abduba Dida's decision to violate the restraining order has proved too costly for him, with the two-term presidential candidate expected out of jail in April of 2029.
After emerging fifth and fourth in the 2013 and 2017 presidential elections respectively, former English teacher Mohamed Abduba Dida was a no-show in the 2022 presidential contest, to the surprise of many voters. Questions on Dida's whereabouts have lingered for more than 2 years, until now, when Nation Media Group has established that the former presidential contender has been serving time in prison in the United States. Records show that Dida was jailed in July 2021. NTV has further established that Dida, who had gone to the US in 2019 to further his education, was incarcerated after being found guilty of stalking and transmitting threats to his wife, identified as Shannon, who he married while studying in the US and even had a child with. Dida was also found guilty of violating a restraining order that his wife Shannon had secured in court against him, with both offenses earning him 7 years behind bars. His family in Nairobi claims Dida unknowingly violated the restraining order.
He also went to a nearby local mosque to pray, and unfortunately the mosque also happened to be around the area where he was not supposed to be, because Mama Leila also frequents the mosque, so it also added injury to the assault. Hence,
Dida, who turns 50 in November, is currently at the Big Muddy River Correctional Facility in the state of Illinois, serving the 7-year jail term. Prior to Big Muddy River, where he has been since 18th November 2022, Dida was locked up at the East Moline Correctional Facility, as well as the Southwestern Correctional Center, all of which are in the state of Illinois. His Nairobi family has termed the sentence as too harsh for a dispute between husband and wife, while appealing with the Kenyan government to intervene and ensure Mwalimu Dida returns home safe and sound as soon as possible.
United, we are praying for him. We are trying to find a way of maybe visiting him and find another lawyer and be able to help him. But as a family, there is a limit to what we can do. That is why we are asking government's intervention.
I'm really hoping that he comes out very soon. I'm hoping the government will help us bring back our dad home. We miss him as a family.
Sasa sisi usiku hatulali, kujana lali, mimi naweza kufa ikiwa sijaona yeye. Naomba serikali ya Kenya anisaidie.
Records at the Illinois Department of Corrections website show that Dida will walk out on prison on 3rd April 2029, but could walk out earlier on parole on 3rd April next year. Interestingly, despite being locked up, Dida's formerly Twitter account has been consistently active. This post on April 2022, 10 months after Dida was tossed in prison, that reads, quote, "This is your temporary captain, the intern. I shall be flying you for the next few weeks," end of quote, the clearest indication yet that someone else had taken over Dida's account and kept it alive. The same account was on Tuesday morning used by the leadership of Dida's Alliance for Real Change Party to say that it was aware of Dida's situation and that it was working with authorities and the aggrieved parties to find a solution. The leadership concludes by promising to issue an elaborate statement in due course. Having rode on the platform of moral uprightness, Abduba Dida seems to have abandoned his own moral code and above all, the rights of another person. His now been a story of grass to grace, then back to grass.